him on TV for the last 25 years. So Leo Rautins is in the house. Welcome.
How you doing?
Thanks for coming here. Feels very
You don't have to twist my arm to come
we wanted to talk a little bit, obviously we're talking about basketball, but we wanted to talk a little bit about fashion first. And, you know, now fashion is such a big part of like the tunnel and the pregame, and, you know, even I was thinking about when it's the draft party, now when you see videos of a guy in a suit and he's there at the rooftop patio of some fancy bar and he's got everything. What were you wearing when the draft came around in 1983?
T-shirt and jeans. I didn't go to the draft.
No.
Because they invited me to go to New York for the draft. I said, nah, I don't want to go. I just stayed home. But I know, like on my press conference, for example, it was a different time. I had a crappy tan blazer and slacks.
Oversized, like big shoulders?
Yeah, no, I don't even remember, but it even wasn't the same thing, right? And I didn't have any money, so I just like, whatever I got my hands on, I threw it on, and that was it. But it's kind of cool today, right? Because guys, what's cool about it is you can be your own person.
Sure.
Everybody's got their own look, their own style. It's all fashionable and trendy, but you know, today you can have so many different, man, they're all so big, right? They're all just so big. And then I went through my own transformation where I lost about 30 pounds. So there's a time like I'm swimming and stuff, right? So now it's obviously a little bit of a shorter jacket, tighter, and to be honest, and you know, pleats. I used to love the pleats, and so it took. I'll be honest, it took me a while to kind of get slimmer, get tighter on the whole deal. But now I enjoy it. I like the tighter cut. I still don't like. I think no matter what's trendy, you still got to be you. And for example, I think if you're a tall guy, and your jacket sits above your rear end, that just looks like your jacket's too small, right? Well, dude, you have enough money to buy a jacket that fits. So to me, that's what it looks like. So I like, even though you want to be, you know, within, but you know, so I like. And the funny thing is, my wife Jamie. Like if I had it my way, my closet would be all black, right? And
she does a great job with those colors.
Yeah, so she's kind of introduced, and honestly, I have trouble with certain colors. So like I'll like when I'm getting, if she's not around, I'm getting dressed to go, wait a minute, okay, yeah, she said this tie works with this, right? I try to remember what, you know, because or I'll put something on and I go, hey, look at this. This is pink. She goes, it's purple, right? So
lavender.
So anyway, but she's so I'm still working on expanding my
personal choices.
Yeah, my colors, and maybe I've always been reluctant to be loud because in all honesty, like I don't blend. So if I put on, and I say this to people, and I don't say this out of an arrogant way, but like if Matt Devlin walks in with a pinstripe suit, nobody really says anything. So it's a nice suit. If I walk in a pinstripe suit, they go, "Whoa, dude, what are you in the mob?" It's a whole different reaction. So I'm very careful on what kind of reaction I might get, but I'm getting better with loosening up a little bit.
For sure. I love your shirt color. I find it's always really nice and fresh, and your suits are typically like in the navy and.
I think you can play with your shirts and ties. So if you're more conservative on your suits, I like getting funky on the shirts and ties. That's a good way to kind of balance it out, or vice versa. Obviously, if you get a little funkier in the jacket, tone down on the shirt and tie.
One other thing I want to talk to you about was because as one of our customers, I'm well aware that you're confident in the suit and boot look. But I notice a lot of our customers when they're in the store here, or shopping with me, some men are scared to do the boots and suits look. They like their classic, they like the dress shoe, they don't want the boot. But I feel nowadays so many men are doing the suit and boot look, and you do. So how does this feel for you?
Well, honestly, you guys got me into that because I wasn't a boot guy. In any way, you know, suit or no jeans, I just wasn't a boot guy. And one, I'm big on comfort, right? So if my feet are uncomfortable, I'm not wearing it. Period. And your boots, what I love is I can wear them all day, right? So that alone is a big factor.
Yeah.
But what I also like is the variety of boot that you have, where you can have a boot that looks fantastic with a suit, complements a suit perfectly, and you also have a boot that goes with jeans perfectly. And it's like I tell my wife, she loves shoes.
Yes,
But
she does.
but if you got to take a taxi to go 20 feet, something's wrong with your shoes. She goes, you don't understand. It's about comfort. I go, I don't live, no, that, not for me.
Yeah,
if I'm not comfortable, they're not slipping on my feet.
I have a funny story about Leo. He, last winter, I believe, or maybe not. Yeah, last winter, maybe it was 2 winters ago, we introduced the Sable Island boot, which is our winterized boot. And I had a shopping appointment with Leo, and I showed him the boot, in a picture actually, because it was coming in, and he thought, oh, it's clunky, and I'm not a winter boot guy. And then we had the craziest winter, like so much snow, and you walk from Queen's Quay to Scotiabank for every game, right? And your dogs, and you're walking around, and so I got a call from Leo saying, get me that boot. And so we shipped it down to Leo, and he said, you gotta get some better pictures of that boot. That boot is amazing. It's
that's a marketing faux pas. I'm finding olive clothes to complement my boot.
Totally. And then one last show we talked about, which I know is your favorite, and you're like our spokesmodel for it, is the Pier shoe.
Love those.
Your house in Florida and in Toronto, you wear them, and for travel, you're always on the go, and lightweight, collapsible, heel back, really reliable. I think you have
I get more compliments on those when I wear those, and like I said, they're great in the summertime. When I wear those, everybody says, "Hey, where'd you get those?" They love those. So I have, if I have a great pair here, I have a great pair in Florida. If I have a black pair, I got.
This is true.
I make sure there's one of both. We have key players. Right now, all of a sudden, Canada's got key players at major universities, key players on NBA teams, major contributors. So it's really changed, and I think the next thing is going to be, what did the championship do? Because the NBA kind of took us here, but the championship, we don't even know.
We had our highest Canadian draft after the NBA championship. I read there were 16 Canadians drafted to the NBA after June 29th.
Yeah, I mean the whole idea is, you're going like that's going to be like the NBA, the next version of what's happening, the 2.0 version, because over half the country watched that. Everybody experienced the championship. So there's kids that didn't even know what basketball was or never played. They say, hey, let me check this out, right? So on top of everything that was already happening, and we're not going to know, the results of that for a few years, but as much as it's been.
And Freddie had 40 points together. What were your take on the game? I mean, we all heard you, but.
No, I'm excited about this game. I think it's kind of like last year, right? After the championship, Kawhi and Danny Green were going, this team's going to be, not going to be any good.
Yeah.
And now you lose Gasol and Ibaka, they're not going to be any good.
Yeah.
First of all, if you have all-star caliber guards, you're going to be good.
Yes.
And Raptors have two.
Yes.
With Fred and Kyle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people claim to have all-star guards, but if your team's not successful, you don't have an all-star guard.
No, for sure.
And the Raptors do. And they have a good complement of players, the core guys that have been, I think Matt Neville was talking about it last night. I think there's 9 left over from the championship altogether in the mix of the total players that were involved. And that's a good number, right? And they've all tasted a championship.